Discord and cheating here. And there's also Ralph of CA, formerly of CA Gold.
Ooh, tough to get.
So
Yeah, he's also on their lineup, so it could be Ralph there. I mean, to be fair, that could also be a Hod name or a Jish name to burst. It could really be any of them. Maze
absolutely.
Maze is also guessing Ralph in the chat there. We got
Yep.
this one.
So I'm being careful not to talk about loadouts, but
Yeah, let's. Well,
I'll just say this. I'll just say nothing at all. No, nothing too shocking coming out of either team.
we'll go to, yeah, we can start talking about it right once the game loads. I'll try to go through them there and catch. Let me know if I miss any of them too. Sometimes I miss those multi-locks for protons or something. I mix that up. I mean, if it's a multi, it's a proton and I think it's a multi-lock because I just see the 5.
I'll be sure to keep. I'm not good at deciphering those icons though, so I'll do my best though.
Yeah,
I'll
I
do
got
my
better. I
best.
got better at it. I remember I used to have the little a little sheet. There's like, if you Google Star Wars Squadron Oxes or whatever, there'll be like a little sheet that'll come up with all of them. I used to have it up just in case. So especially like when people were running a lot more wild stuff. I guess you'd be like, "What's this? I don't even know." But now it's pretty much like, do they have torps or
Right.
do they have an ion torp, like, or pro torp or ion torp? Or then some crazy people run conch still, Rain. There's wild
Right.
people.
Only the jerkiest of jerks run conch missiles still.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta
what the
be
heck is that?
planning on punishing some TIE bombers or something.
I wouldn't know anybody like that. All right. Looks like we're underway here in just a moment.
All right, nice. We got some PC load times for sure there. That's quick. Okay, we take a look at NR first here. Valiant's running the classic support. Sorry, Isoda in the support. Valiant's running Torps with ion missiles. Maticus, normal Y-Wing. Not Tom's running normal Y-Wing. And DeBurst has got ion missiles and Torps. So both have Torps. Bomber, normal bomber, support. Resupply. Defender out there. We see him right on Maticus. He's able to get away from that and get a resupply. He has dropped his shields, though. He's just getting pocketed right now, trying to stay alive here. Thanatos is just right on him, though, working him down to 49 health. Xerath goes down.
Xerath going down. Yeah, I was just watching DeBurst go right after him with the ion dunk. So go right after the support. Now, the downside of that is that the 2 TIE bombers are going ham on the farm. But let's see if Hod can catch up with this.
Well, it seems like SAVRIP is just 1 AI away now. They're going to get it. Neither of the Raiders are even being burned yet. And there we go. SAVRIP's got the win. They're going to go on attack here. And yeah, we just see a dominant farm by SAVRIP. They were able to get to twice as much there. Able to win it pretty quick here.
Yeah, definitely. So that's been a play a lot from a lot of teams, is to go right after the TIE Reaper. They try to get that quick morale and to stop the marks. But the downside is you leave those TIE bombers completely unchecked. So SAVRIP taking the all-important first flip here, but let's see if they can capitalize on this.
So because Xerath went down there, he was really late now to get back in and get those beacons on. Let's see if he has yet. He's already starting to resupply, and he's just about to get the beacons on now. And shields are getting down a little bit late in this phase. You see Quinn getting into her orbit, starting to get that damage in here. Lauren as well.
Xerath is about to go down, but he got his marks off.
Oh, he did get the marks finally. Xerath goes down again. See, Valiant and DeBurst are doing work on the PK here to start off this game, too. Getting Xerath down a couple times already, and now they're going to burn Raider because they're about a Raider and a pack away from getting this flip.
Definitely. So this Nebulon B is about 40%. It's going to be pretty close to see if they can get out of phasable, but SAVRIP doesn't necessarily need to get it out of phasable here. The Raider is just about to flip. It's falling to 25, so not it's a little bit high for out of phase, but they can always save it for the next phase, and that's probably what they're going to do here, to look to set up that double out of phase.
Doesn't seem like Lauren and Quinn were in the best position for the farm. Well, now Quinn's turning, and she's going to get ready to get this pack here, so they are going to be able to get... They're going to have to flip it on farm and the Raider burn alone. Let's see if they're going to go for some PK as well here.
Yep, ion missiles out. Shields are still up on Charlie, though. The shield should fall any minute, though. It has been beaconed, so Isod was able to do his job there. Valiant taking some heat. He's down to 50 on the hull, but looks like he just got a resupply.
Yep, and they got their shields down. They're starting to send the damage. He's going to send his torps away. They did went right for the Raider burn before they went for players that seem to drop shields. Maybe they just set that up for the bombers. There goes Valiant down.
Oh, nice pick by the defender pair there. Yeah, I mean, I've been on the other side of that in scrims. Thanatos and Sagan make quite the pair in the defender. They're a lot to deal with.
So you hear lots of damage coming in here. They still have just under half morale, and they have Charlie down. Oh, but there the Raider burn seems to be coming through, and now they're just a pack away from this flip. They do have it almost to that out-of-phaseable range. They've got it under 15 now as the flip is about to come, and there it is. So they're going to have to go back on defense. I think they're going to take this out of phase, though.
Yeah, I think that should be the play there. So if they take that out of phase, they're actually a little bit ahead in the damage race right now because they were actually able to get that cruiser lower than SAVRIP was able to get down that Nebulon. They're going to need to capitalize with a really fast flip. So if they can stop SAVRIP from getting Charlie out of phaseable, you got to consider that a successful phase.
I mean, it's already down to half morale here. They do have shields drop, and because they were doing the out of the phase, Xerath was able to get in there and get beacons. So it seems now, looks like they're going to try to take Xerath out again in the Reaper. He's been beaconed. He's been dunked. DeBurst is right on Xerath here. He's got no shields. He's trying to run home. It's just the burst lasers that are finishing him off. And again, Xerath goes down. But looks like they're pretty close to the flip here. Now they're going to turn on Raider. And that and the Pact are definitely get this. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get B out of phase.
Yeah, it'll be close. It'll be close. That Raider's still at 50. Looks like everyone's turning on the Raider. B is close to being out of phaseable.
I mean, they're getting
Now,
a little extra passive damage from the Raider being on that side, too. Looks... I don't think it was... It's a little tough, but if they want to push it, they can. But they've also... They're going to have to get ready for a flagship defense. How do you think you'd handle this, Rain?
Oof, yeah. So they're gonna get that quick out of phase. You still got to frigate the chew through for not temp here. So I think SAVRIP's in really strong shape here. So that morale bar is already kind of disappearing from not temp there. So they got a lot of ground to make up. So SAVRIP's in really strong position here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see another... If they only get this to the out-of-phaseable point, though, we will see another quick defense here because the damage is coming in pretty fast here. Dwarves are getting off.
Right. Now, Xerath has had a bit of a rough game. You know, he's died about 2 or 3 times already. That said, he's done his job every time. He's gotten in the mark. So while not temp is getting the picks on him, or they are getting the picks on him, they're not stopping him from getting the beacons.
Now we see Thanatos is following Notom, trying to get another pick on a Y-Wing here. You see this Plasburst just charging up. You don't see many people running the Plasburst on the Defender.
Right. You got Fat Boy, formerly of the Bees, and Thanatos are probably your most famous users.
Oh, and that's what happens right there. He's taking a little bit of damage now here from DeBurst, who's healing for his Y-Wing, helping him out. And just when he was charging it, he took a little more damage than he'd like. But there's the flip for SAVRIP. They're going to go back on attack. Oh, here we go. Thanatos gets dunked. He gets taken out near his own light cruiser there. Wow. That's pretty rough. That's a little bit costly.
Both defender pilots actually went down. Sagan went down about 20 seconds before him. So good offensive PK. I guess they weren't expecting that being defender pilots. Xerath about to go down here. Down goes Xerath right to Valiant's standard lasers on the X-Wing.
Oh my goodness. So this is a half morale attack now. They just lost their support. One defender's coming back. The other defender's not in great position here, and only the one ion missiles. They got to destroy one. They got to destroy basically both of them here, and maybe set up for a defense.
Right. Really, really strong start to this defense. SAVRIP doesn't look like they're going to be able to get much done here. And then you got a team with not Temp's talent coming in on the ISD. It's going to be a tough defense for them. Lauren's down to 26 on the hull, being looked at by Velian. She might go down here, and that would really, really slow SAVRIP's farm.
She's got a resupply near there. I see it on its way out. I don't know if she's going to be able to get to it, though. She's down to one hull in a dream here. She making home. She is the flip, and it goes down. Oh, so now they got a full morale attack for not Tempest here. Let's see if Isoda is in position, basically making way into the ISD right now, but 1,800 out with beacons up, so it looks like they're going to get a full morale attack with beacons out. Definitely taking some pressure on the way in here.
Doesn't look like he has a beacon yet. He's down to 60 on the hull.
Hasn't been able to get it out.
He's going to make his way in.
Just sent out the beacon now, so a little bit late, but they've still got a lot of morale to work with there. Let's see how the dunk seems to be out. One shield is disabled. The other shield is destroyed, so they got over half morale. They got to start working on it, though. Beacons are still up. See if they're going to get that missile into power. Someone should have one left still. Oh, morale is falling pretty fast here, though, and it's down. Goldstone's got about 80% haul, and power is just being... Yeah, there's power down. Ooh, they've got a lot of damage to do. I mean, I think
Did
this
they
is...
stay in a commit to try to get this?
Well, there's the flip. I think they gotta fall back. They've gotta put in a defense here. Oh, they're looking on weak points, though.
It's dropping down to 30, now down to 24. Looks like they're heading out of phase.
Yeah, this is just...
This may come down to a base race.
Things changed very quickly here. They do have a lot of players in. They're just mostly going evasive and trying to get set up. It's 21. The MC has now had shields drop, though, so they're working it down very fast. It's being melted.
Absolutely melted. Shields already down. Quintessence over here already popping breaches. This is going to be pretty close, Time Bomb.
Yeah, DeBurst is in behind on the engine in great position, getting damage in. They got it down to 12, getting resupplies. Another beacon's... Oh, it's down to 10. This is very close here.
Oh, it's going to be very close, but these X-Wings are not getting torpedoes off, however.
No, they're not.
They're just doing laser damage. SAVRIP
down to 2
here. Oh, there's a torpedo out. Down goes the MC-75.
Oh, they just get it before. That was so close. I saw the ISD at 2 when I flipped back to Quinn. The MC was down. That was a photo finish there. Holy smokes.
I think the ISD might have went down there too, Time Bomb. That was a double flagship kill.
I believe it. I believe it.
SAVRIP taking a huge game 1. That's the point that I said that they needed, and they got it, Time Bomb.
Oh, they put themselves in position to win this matchup now if they can do that on a third on game. I mean, if they can't win their NR game and it goes to a game 3, they're looking like they've got a pathway to victory on Empire again. So that's got to give them a lot of confidence.
Oh,
no,
absolutely.
I mean, Not Tempest played a really, really strong NR game there too, and that was, I mean, I think that was an amazing call for them to out of phase too. I don't know, they took so much haul out of it there very quickly. They must have all taken out those breach points right as it flipped.
Right. I think what hurt them though, Time Bomb, I noticed that a couple of the X-Wings were dry on torpedoes for a long time, so that really slowed their damage. So yes, they got the weak points right as the phase flipped, got themselves to the back, so they got themselves in position, but the X-Wings and the Y-Wings didn't have enough ordnance to get the job done, because it's, and especially with one of those X-Wings running standard lasers, that's a really, really slow burn on the ISD. If you land torpedoes though, it melts awfully fast.
I noticed too, it seemed like they were mostly, it took them a while. They weren't in position behind it right away, so they were all kind of working to get back over there and back in. I think it was only DeBurst who was really in position there behind it to do most of that damage.
Right. And I think that was probably them hunting for weak points as it was flipping.
You're right. So they were kind of pulled.
Weak points were popped.
And then they had to get back over. That makes sense.
Time Bomb, that reminded me of our match versus Aluminium, that game 1 that we talked about, right? And it's a tough call for NR, right? Because like, if they had made the call to retreat, and so I made the decision in that match against Aluminium to fall back and to try to defend, because I thought the ISD was a little too high, and I think that ISD was down to 40. Problem with that though is NR is a lot slower than Empire. The defenders go max speed of what, 240 with burst with the boost. So we couldn't catch them. We were chasing their tails. So if they had made the call back to fall back and defend, I don't know if they could have. SAVRIP was already way upfield. So you know, it kind of validates, you know, my decision to fall back, because they went for the hard out of phase. They got closer, I guess, but it still didn't work out for them. So just tough being NR sometimes, especially on a huge map like SLS.
Very strong defenses from both teams. The morale management pretty complex there too, because what SAVRIP didn't take the out of phase on the first one, then Tempest did have an out of phase, then SAVRIP was only able to do one out of phase, but the other one was like a tap in on their next attack, right? And then Tempest only got one out of phase, and then, or maybe I have that backwards, SAVRIP was forced into the MC, but they didn't get anything on that second attack, maybe, if I'm mistaken. And then their third attack, they were able to finish it off and win it, but the Tempest had an ISD one. Am I mixing that up?
No, you're right. SAVRIP did not get anything done on their first attack. So they opted to fall back and defend. We saw Lauren fall there, and I thought that not Temp would put themselves in great position to one phase that ISD. But that because Lauren went down, that means Quintessence must have been carrying the weight on the farm there.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that morale fall very, very fast on not Temp. That was a pretty good ISD strike. They didn't get the double disable, but they got one gen disabled. The right gen fell really, really fast with still about 75-80% morale. Not Temp did everything right. I felt like there on that attack,
Maybe
just about.
maybe a little slow with the beacons. That was the only thing, because I remember I was kind of watching Isoda
Right.
a little bit there, and I think just because there was that bit of pressure that Isoda was getting on the way in, that he had to just
Right.
kind of just slow play it a little bit. That just took it slightly longer.
Sure, but they adapted well on the fly, right? And that's why they made the call to destroy that gen and disable the left. So they still got the shields down relatively fast, even if that was a little bit slow.
Hmm.
But the S-less farm is really, really good, and that morale could disappear from you quick. So maybe the play for them there, because they still had a full MC, would be to grab a shield gen and fall back. But it's a tough call. Looks like game two lobby is up.
I
It
am.
is
Yep, I
on.
see that on. Yeah, I'm joining joining now as spectator this time too. Cool.
Ah, I am not seeing.
It's on Heller, not Heller.
Ah, not Heller. That's right. And not as a player. Nope. Now, something I called out during the game time bomb, and I think it bears repeating. So while Zareth died, I didn't see the final scoreboard there.
Yeah, I
While
meant.
Zareth, yeah. Oh, did we pass over it? Oops.
I had it up. I had it up, but I forgot to go to it. The game was exciting.
It was exciting. Zareth, I think, how many times did he die? Like 3 or 4 times in that game?
I think he died
Which,
three times for sure. Okay, I might be able to
yeah,
get the scoreboard actually.
yeah. So that's not bad for a pancake, right? But
No.
what did Zareth do? He got his so he did his job, and like while getting great, like if you pick it after it gets its beacons on, it doesn't matter all that much. If you shut down the Reaper before it gets to the before it even gets there, right? Before it gets marks off, that really cripples the Empire offense.
And they were. I mean, yeah, they were able to do it, but like you said, still got in from time to time
So this
in spite of
time
that.
we have not Temp taking Empire for this game. And are you seeing? I am seeing one lineup change. I'm seeing El Brandon tagged in,
Oh, okay,
and I believe he's replacing Maticus Rex.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Do
so
you see any
Brandon,
lineup changes for Sabret?
I didn't see any for Savard. Like I said earlier too, they have such a tight lineup. If Big Brain isn't available, then
Oop,
yeah, they've only got five. So otherwise,
Time
they
Bomb, are you muted?
you can't hear me right now.
Uh-oh.
Check, check, check. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. All right.
Woo! All right, we made it.
All right, I will call out the players. So coming out of the MC75, we got Thanatos, Zareth, Lauren, Hale Sagan, and Quintessence. Coming out of the Imperial Star Destroyer, we got Brandon, Isoda, Hod, Heller, and Jashikwa. Take it away, Time Bomb.
Yeah, I have major issues here. I have to leave the game. This sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know what's
Oh
going
no.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can get a radio show here, folks. Okay. So so I can tell you that Not Hod has taken the opening flip here. Didn't see how it happened because I was too busy talking to Time Bomb there, but that's okay. So Jashikwa is in a defender, and we got also it looks like triple bomber. Nope, no, I'm sorry, Hod. We got Hod in a defender as well. I'm sorry, I misread that. So it looks like Delta is the first target here. Morale is at about 50% already, so that farm is coming in strong. Very, very strong for SAVRIP. Shields are coming down on Charlie, and Charlie's at about 85% on the hull now. So really, really quick flip there for not Temp. However, this farm is coming in very, very fast for SAVRIP here. That said, beacons have gone off on the Nebulon. It is now down to 50%, so that damage is just pouring in. They are about a pack of AI away from flipping here. Any luck getting back in, Time Bomb?
I'm slowly loading the game back in. I'm hoping to make it eventually. Apparently,
Let's go. We were just talking about PC versus console.
I feel
There's
like
that PC instability that I
feel like
that
I'm
I
on a
love.
console right now. I saved a video and it fucked up my computer there. Holy shit! Like I went to screen cap the last 15 minutes to get that scoreboard, but okay, we're getting closer.
Okay. All right, so Dot Temp took an out of phase there on that Nebulon. So SAVRIP coming out on their first morale bar. I'm sorry, their first attack, and that morale bar is already at 50% Time Bomb. They have targeted Delta. It
Oh,
is now below 50, and the shields are not even down. This is a heck of a defense coming in for Not Temp. I hope you're enjoying this radio show,
oh.
folks. Time Bomb is working on the picture. I'm trying to paint a picture here.
I
Torpedoes raining in down on Delta. Uh, it is down to about 70 on the hull. There comes the flip. SAVRIP was only able to get this Architon cruiser down to 70%, and NotTemp has already sent it back to offense, and they only have Bravo to go through now.
Wow, so that's so huge getting ahead on an NR game and then keeping your opponent from even getting the first one out of phase. Well, SAVRIP has no chance to set up a double out of phase now to catch up, but I don't even think they'll have the time on this next attack, it sounds like, to get through one to the out of phaseable point. We're
That's
back
correct.
in this
Shields are
game
already
now.
down. Oh, let's go. Let's go. You got a Time Bomb?
I
Take
am
it
now
away.
back in the game here. I see Thanatos right away is looking to burn this raider here. Morale is falling very quickly. See Jashikwa getting in here. They're going to push through Charlie right to the flagship, do you think, here, Rain?
I think they'd be
Oh,
wise to fall back here.
yeah, that's definitely the call. As morale very, very quickly now, things have changed, and morale is about to get the flip, but they've got it under 9, so they're going to be able to take that out of phase and set up another quick defense.
Right, and SAVRIP has 2 cruisers to go through, so that is a very, very tall task, especially with NR damage falling behind and lacking compared to Empire.
Now they do. One thing to notice here is that SAVRIP has a lot more farm, but it just kind of shows how much more work they've had to put in farm-wise to get the flips. Whereas Not Tempest has been able to kind of cruise a little bit more on the out of phases and and a little bit of farm to get that done.
Absolutely. Quinn and Lauren doing their best to take the team on their back and give them the best chance they can of winning. They are certainly doing their job on the farm. I don't think it's so much what SAVRIP is doing wrong. It's about what HOD is doing right. There comes another flip. Amazing farm from
Wow.
HOD yet again, or not Temp yet again.
And now we see Isoda is about to get the beacons here out on the MC and just waiting on them to refresh. Soda is right in there, ready to send him, and there they go out. So beacons are on. See, one defender gets his shield disabled. There's the other one disabled. Shields are down that fast here. Morale going down steady pace. At least Heller's goes down there too.
Yeah, Time Bomb, this game is hardly 4 minutes old. You
Oh
look
my
at that game
goodness.
clock, and we haven't even passed the 25. This is clinical execution by HOD.
Did they
Just
forget to set
absolutely
the
clinical.
Did they forget to set the mods here? Is this vanilla by accident? Because this is pretty quick. Look at the weak points going
Oh,
down. Oh
I
my
understood that
god.
reference.
Jashiko has 4 weak points like right in front of him. They're able to take about 3 of them, and this MC is melting here. Oh my goodness. This is maybe the
Yeah,
fastest game we've ever seen in SCL Elite here since Vanilla's. I might be mistaken, but this is crazy.
this is the absolute revenge of the Galactic Empire. Look at that
Wow.
MC-75 go. Down it goes. This game, post-flip, was not even 5 minutes old, folks. That was SCL Season 3, it looked like, for a second, Time Bomb.
Oh my goodness. I spent more time trying to load this game back up after disconnecting there than I did actually in it watching it. That was crazy. That was a
Well,
deadly attack.
at least you didn't miss too much. I hope I was able to carry the mail a little bit with the radio show, folks. But
I think so. I think we were all right there,
oof,
honestly. Look at that. Brandon. They put in Brandon in the TIE Bomber. He gets 91K. Not Heller, 65K. Jashik was 77. Not Hod with 54. Soda got it done in the Reaper with no deaths. Basically, the only person who died that whole game was Heller, actually. No NR deaths either. Huh? It's a very,
look at
very,
that.
very
Well,
peaceful.
when people say PK is back, I want them to look at this scoreboard. It depends on the map. It depends on who's playing, but oof, I mean that is a clean sheet of zeros, pure PVE mastery there by Not Temp. L Brandon, aka Rod 409. leading the way there. He was a hot commodity of a free agent when he left NRN. He tried out for Cab, he tried out for Guac, but he took the fat contract from Notorious Hod, and he is showing them that like that was an absolute stellar pickup for them.
Oh, definitely. One of those, I mean, part of that top tier bomber lineup out of that camp right now. I feel like, they lost Lions and they're still just as strong somehow in the bomber department. That's pretty great. That is a credit to their depth.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a murderer's row in every position, right? So you got Ham and Isoda, what you got Maticus, and you can even throw Jashikwa in there.
Hmm. Yeah, they're so deep. That's funny. Such a mix there. So that big win on Empires that does force a game 3. I mean, they were right there on their NR game. I don't know what they can really do different. Maybe a couple. I mean, maybe they had 1 or 2 deaths too many. Like, I mean, not too many. They could just shorten a death or two. Maybe will help them out in their NR game. That's about all. And that's just. I mean, that's just
Like
cutting
it,
corners. That's yeah.
yeah. Now, like I said, I think they have to do a better job of zoning out Zareth. So,
Hmm.
like I said, Zareth is able to get it. If you stop Zareth from getting the marks in, you really give yourself a better chance of winning. The other thing is they lost that flip in game 1. So if they took that flip, they could have won that game very easily.
NR is just can be so difficult to win the S-less flip on. Even if you're able to, you're just on a. You just seem to be you're behind the 8 ball the whole time, just because, like we talked about with the distance of the map. That's where I
Yep.
really feel it is when I'm traveling across the station to get to those packs in the Y wing. Yeah, S-less feels like twice as big as every other map in that moment.
Right, or even when you're just trying to get there on offense, I'm hustling, and then by the time you reach the cruisers, you're already at 75% morale, and then you're trying to just keep your lasers overcharged to keep up with the damage, and you're just it feels like you can tell me if I'm wrong, Ty Bomb. When you're in on a shunting Empire ships, it almost feels like you're skating. When you are NR and you're doing all that boost gasping, it kind of feels like you're jogging or running,
Yeah, it's
right?
like
It
you're
feels
just
it feels like you're doing cardio
you're
in the
just
starship.
yeah, you're right. You're on skates and you're going downhill on the TIE bomber. But with the shield ships, you're gasping. It feels like you're going uphill to get there a little bit more. And if you don't have, if anything happens where you have to change, you gotta charge shields or whatever. You don't have lasers. You pay a toll the whole way up. That's all. Oh wow, I joined this player again. Okay, I don't get to play.
No, Time Bomb, you don't get to play this one.
But I want to play. Okay.
I wanna play too. I have a scrim right after this, I think, or practice, and I look forward to it. It's hard to watch Squadron and then not want to play it. It just
Oh,
makes
for
me want to
sure.
play. Now, so yeah, two things that Not Temp can do in order to take this NR win the opener, or do a better job of zoning out Zareth. What do you think SAVRIP should change, if anything, about the Empire game?
Uh, I mean, it might be situational, but it seemed like they could maybe just be in a little bit better position to set up for the farm. I mean, Lauren and Quinn are amazing at farming. That's why I know that they are typically going a little bit higher and getting ready to attack those packs a little bit quicker. So I think that's the only thing they could do to shave off a little bit of time. Now, it might have had to do with because Zareth went down in the early game. Maybe they weren't able to be there because they needed resupplies or whatever. So there's always those variables too.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that was a close match. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Not Temp was able to close the ISD there. I could be mistaken, and if it wasn't, if they weren't able to close it, it was at one.
The other thing,
Um,
one thing I noticed
Go
too
ahead.
there, is the flex players. They would strip the Raider or Corvette, and then they would just leave it, and then one of the bombers would go over at one point to finish it. So that was kind of an interesting strategy, which allowed their flex players to do a little bit more PK, I think, in phase too. So they could just concentrate on killing Y wings. Basically, I think that all defense.
Yeah, that's something we kind of hotly debated internally, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
whether we do that on some maps,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like, are you sacrificing morale that you would otherwise get via farm? And is
Mm-hmm.
that on a high farm map like Eslos, is that a task better just left to the flexes?
Well,
I
because
think that's a great play on the Deary for sure, right? But on
Well, because
Esles,
yeah, you get into that situation though where you're like, well, we're 2 packs away or we're the raider away, and it's like, we could get the packs probably faster, but then you know, life happens while you're farming and you don't get it faster, so you're like, maybe I should just burn the raider. I don't know. Yeah, it's half a
right?
dozen to one or whatever.
It's it's another luxury that Empire has over NR, right? Like
Hmm.
a Y-wing shooting an Imperial Raider is pretty sad, but
Hmm.
a TIE bomber turning on a Raider is not really the worst decision because it's going to melt really fast with that overcharged rotary cannon.
All right, we got this game loading up here now. Hopefully, my computer doesn't fall apart again.
Uh, I'm ready to take over the radio show. What I could do is I could try to if you fall again, I could try to set it up from my account and just stream from there. But I think I'll just stick here though. We'll make it work. We'll make it work, Time Bomb.
We're good this time. All right, here we go. Loading into this one properly. Taking normal loadouts. Yeah, I'm just taking a look through farm loadout, resupplying beacons. Yeah, farm loadout. They love they're both running Pro Torps. So we got normal farmers on Empire. Beacon resupply for Seraph. Defender, just Iron Missile multi-lock, Iron Missile multi-lock, and a normal bomber. So let's see these defenders, how quick they're going to be on this Y-Wing. This time Brandon is in a game. Little lineup change this time on the NR side. Brandon being hunted here by Thanatos, sends the dunk out on him, gets him. Now the plasma is falling and off, taking some shots, not able to quite get the finish here, and Brandon's able to get away. He's doing a good job of farming while under pressure, and now Thanatos is going to get dunked. Who's on him? And Thanatos is getting PK'd here. They're protecting the Y-Wings by sending out a little PK themselves. We see Sagan now on Heller. He's also being targeted here. We see him shaking a missile, and looks like SAVRIP could lose this opening. They do. They've lost the
They did.
opening. Yeah, got PK'd a little hard. Seems like their flex players were targeted to help their Y-Wings be able to get to their farm enough. But we see Sagan is staying on Heller here. Just wants to keep hunting him, limit what he can do as a farm, prioritizing that over shields right now. What do you think of that opening, Crane?
Oh, I mean, really, really nice play for there from Not Hot. So something we talked about internally as well. So what did they do? They turned on the TIE defenders, and typically you don't see TIE defenders prioritized as PK targets, but that also afforded their Y-wings the room to farm. So a pretty smart play. They got the picks they needed, and it paid off for them.
Yep, and we see they were able to get shields down pretty fast there, under 30 seconds. Uh, and they're getting this damage in here. Morale's to about halfway, but we see Charlie's at almost half right now, so they are getting the damage in.
Right. Another lineup change. Velian was in game one, and it looks like we got DeBurst and Sheik one on the X-Wings on this one. DeBurst, I believe, is in fact Ralph because Heller is Luma. So Ralph, like of CAG, showing that like, you know, it wasn't just him riding Knight's coattails. Ralph himself is an excellent, excellent flex player and not to be underestimated. He was like Scottie Pippen to Knight's Michael Jordan, a great player in his own right.
Ooh, we see here Thanatos gets a dunk onto Shikwa, but not able to finish it up. Had some great dunks in this early game that he hasn't been able to finish. So SAVRIP going on the attack now. Heller also gone down there, so they were short a farmer, just respawning now, so they're going to get their first attack. Morale is dropping. Not Tempest was able to get that out of phase on this attack. Almost at half morale now here, and shields are just about down on Delta as they're starting their attack. Everyone on Empire is committing to this attack right now. Um, Zareth has been pretty much free so far this game. Hasn't been PK'd like he was in the last game here, but SAVRIP is also further behind this game, too.
Absolutely, and they took that out of phase, so opting to get that quick morale. And this morale bar meter is disappearing pretty quick from SAVRIP. They are definitely behind in this game. They are desperately trying to get this Nebulon out of phaseable. Now, is it just me, Time Bomb, or is Not Temp looking a lot sharper and have a lot more urgency in their game?
I mean, this is looking the speed in which they've been burning, operating, getting flips seems like it's about as fast as it was in their Empire game that they just played, and they were also able to limit what SAVRIP did on that first attack now. So the difference between SAVRIP winning that opening in game one and getting the first one out of phaseable, basically, and losing the opening and barely getting any damage in is very noticeable here.
Definitely, and, I don't know about you, but, like, if I'm not Temp, I'm not happy that I lost that game 1. I wanted 3 points out of this one coming into this one.
Oh yeah, they
So, I'm personalizing and I'm putting on emotion where maybe there is none, but I swear they're playing a little bit angry here, Time Bomb.
It seems like it. Hale Sagan just went down there, but morale is.
And
Oh,
Thanatos
another
going
pick on
down.
Thanatos as well. Both flex players are down here. Wow. Getting pretty solid PK. They're thinking about pushing through almost now here. As I see the damage, they're still laying it on. Do you think so? What do you think?
I think they're going through here. Now that was really interesting. Dashiko was kind of minding his own business, doing torpedo loops, and then he saw Thanatos creep right in front of him, nice and beaconed, not flying too fast, and he decided to take the shot, and boom, down he went.
Wow. And right away, Soda was in position to get those beacons, so they're on. See how if they've gotten those ions. Oh, DeBurst gets dunked here, trying to set up his disable on the shield gens. It's got down to 20 health, but he is skipping, trying to get those shields back up. They're not able to get any work in on the ISD here. The beacons are about to wear off as well. We see damage to one. Okay, they do get one destroyed before they get out here. So that's, I mean,
Yep.
they're so far ahead. I don't think that'll cost them too much with the limited attack. What are your thoughts, Rain?
Yeah, they did exactly what they needed to do. SAVRIP has a lot of ground to make up here. Really, all Not Temp has to do is farm this out.
Yeah,
Really, really strong push there. So that ISD is going to be awfully weak when they come back in on it.
I mean, SAVRIP really has to do a lot to make they. I mean, only a double out of phase can really save you now. I think, and I guess they have a chance to set that up, or they could push through to set up a single. But yeah, it's a real uphill battle morale-wise to get back into this one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's tough to make the call to push through. Ever since the mods were put in for
Mm-hmm.
SCL Season 5, it doesn't seem to pay off nearly as much because the frigates are that much thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like SAFRIP is trying to set up the double oop here. I don't know if they have enough time to do it though.
Xerath again hasn't gotten much pressure, so he has been able to get beacons in basically on these attack and keep them coming. The
Well,
Raider
as I
is on that side, so they're getting a little extra passive damage down to 20. I mean, this is Savrip's in a bad situation, but this may be the best way out of it right here. What we're seeing, so they get
They
there's
got
the
the
flip.
double oop set up.
They've got the double
They
loop
got it
set
set
up.
up. That's exactly what they needed, Time
They
Bomb.
do. I believe it's one shield remaining. We're gonna see. No, shields are down though, so they've got the double out of phase. They need. Oh, they're doing
Shields
the out of
just came
phase.
up partially. It just
Okay,
came up partially,
so
but
both
that's going to be easily brooded down.
So the double out of phases are done. Everyone was kind of committed to doing that out of phase, so no farm has come in. Now they're going to look to burn Raider, so the ISD is completely unprotected. They're just doing farm and burn basically here as quickly as they can to try to get this morale, and it is kind of working. This Raider's at 90, but they've Not Tempest does have it to that out of phaseable position already here, so it's not
Definitely.
looking good. There's the flip.
Ooh. All right, so this ISD is down to 20, Time Bomb. It's another base race. So really, really strong comeback there by SAVRIP. They did exactly what they needed to do to put themselves in a position to win. If they can defend this out of phase, install those torpedoes, shoot them down, they could have a chance here. We'll see what they do.
Do they have anyone back? They don't have anyone back defending right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that call because this ISD is going to melt. Looks like they called for all hands on deck on the MC-75. Shields have gone down, but down goes the ISD as I was talking. And Not Temp walking away with the 2 points and the victory for the series.
Yeah, that was a very impressive NR game. Dominant the whole way through. I don't know if maybe they tweaked their lineup for specific reasons. They definitely changed their plan on the opening, the way that they had their flex players attack defenders. That
Definitely.
facilitated the opening win, I think, for them, as we saw.
Definitely. Now look at the PK delta, right? So the X-Wings came out ahead, a combined 3-0, and the
Mm-hmm.
TIE Defenders a combined 2-3.
Wow.
And usually it's the other way around, right? Usually the
Definitely.
defender gets the upper hand on the X-Wing. So really, really strong PK, very timely and opportunistic. At the same time, they got in their damage. So you have El Brandon leading the way there with 70, almost 71K cap ship. Ralph DeBurst